The monthly meeting of the Board of Directors of Siuslaw Valley Fire and Rescue is called to order at 6:05. Please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Julie, would you take a roll, please?
Director Scott,
Present.
Director Phillips,
Here.
Director Woodbury,
Here.
Director Gates,
Here.
Director Cunningham.
Here.
We have a quorum. Everybody have a chance to read the minutes from the meeting of March 15th.
Yes.
Is there any discussion?
No, I move to approve them.
I second it.
Is there any, okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Communications, I didn't see any. Was there any? No communications. Public comment? Being none. Old business. I have one item I'd like to just clarify that was brought up, and that is the makeup of the Budget Committee. The Budget Committee members serve for 3 years, and they're appointed by the board. And this year we have one new member, and we discussed this last month, but I just want to clarify it and enter it into the minutes that Ron Green was approved as a new member on the Budget Committee. Have any discussion? Hearing none?
None.
Okay, I don't.
I understood that at the last meeting, at the end of the meeting, when John asked about that.
Yeah.
John Carnahan.
Carnahan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I understood.
So I don't think we need a motion since they're appointed anyway.
Yeah, you're appointed.
And I just want to clarify that we did have that discussion.
Yeah, we have
Enter it into the
consensus
minutes.
of opinion, yes.
Okay.
That's
All right, staff reports. Chief?
Brief report. This year, one of the things that we've been working on that I mentioned earlier is we're looking at going to a third-party payroll service. We've located one. It's called Portland Payroll Incorporated. Last week, we sent Julie, the two operation chiefs, up to interact with them to see what information they would need to receive any training. And they did that. They came back with positive reports. We estimate that from a fire district standpoint, to do all of our payroll, to include full-time as well as our volunteers, it's going to be slightly over $2,500 a year. And that also includes what was that, the W-2s and what else?
Quarterly payroll taxes and all the, with deductions, et cetera.
Jim, how do employees clock in and out, or what's the process right now?
Well, currently, we utilize a LadTech, sorry, I can never remember the name, LadTech, which is a scheduling software, and they're utilizing it, crossing it over into a little bit of a time card as well. From our volunteer standpoint, we utilize run data, so when they sign in on a run sheet, then we include it into our response data and pull it from there.
But like the employees, is there a time, a punch? Or
No, it's
how
a
do they-
scheduling thing now, and
Okay.
and to be honest with you, Lori, I think that's one of the advantages of looking at that improved software that we discussed in the budget meeting, is it does have some scheduling components and some time, or some timesheet components in there as well that we can convert over into Excel documents and then send to the payroll service.
This $3,000 a year will take care of they take on all the liability with payroll and taxes and everything else. That's very reasonable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chief, is the ambulance district going to sign on to this too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it'd be, everybody will be
Yep.
the same?
Yes.
Perfect.
Do they provide all of the necessary posters and stuff, the legal side of
Wage,
it,
yeah.
wage and hour postings that are required to be posted.
No, but we get those from special districts or from Bowen right now.
Do they also take care of paying or making sure that your quarterlies and your
Yeah.
monthly taxes are
Mhm.
in on time and all that?
Yep.
And the year end and any garnishments or
Yeah.
anything we may
I know
have.
the system, the company that we use, they take care of all that for us, so.
You know, and that was the intent of sending them up there for a day, to make sure that they sat down, find out what they require, train them, and then see, ensure it's gonna work for us. So, yeah, we're pretty happy about it. I know this isn't an ambulance board meeting, but just for your own interest, I think it's about $1,700 and something for the ambulance district side. So together, it's under 5,000. Considerable savings of time.
Good job.
IGA update, we included just the current objectives in there. Don't know if you have any input in there. We didn't meet this month. We're due to meet next month. John's our representative. I don't know if you have anything to add.
I don't think so. The last time we met, we didn't even have a quorum, but we got a lot of information, which was good.
Strategic plan update, just in general, you can see we just continue to make progress on things. We talked about a lot of that stuff in our earlier meeting. Focus right now has been working on our capital planning, building our volunteer corps and our partnerships. Chief Dickerson in his report, I think is going to have a lot of interesting information for you in terms of what we've been doing from a training and a volunteer recruitment retention standpoint. What I gave you was Boa had put that together. He's our recruitment and retention coordinator. And I had him put that, or he put that together on his own. He's going to hand it out to this new recruit academy that consisted of 17 people, 15 of which were brand new and 2 were folks that had had some prior training. I'm sorry, I'm stealing Jim's thunder, so I'm going to be quiet about it. But the reports on it are, it's a very strong academy. They're energized, our drills have been full, and one of the things that Bo is focusing on is finding ways to, you know, make our folks feel good about it, and he put that together as like a little bit of a, kind of like a little graduation pamphlet kind of thing, and I just thought I'd share that with you because it has some good visual
That's this here in the
information.
windows?
Yeah. All kinds of stuff.
All right.
We had the Ocean Rescue Roundtable attended by over 60 people that was here. We were very honored to host that. It resulted in some good collaboration, hopefully some action items. One of the things that we discovered is that Chief Dickerson has been involved in a lot of the ocean rescue planning at the state level. And so we have a pretty good resource there for us, and he's also dialed in, obviously, with the Coast Guard quite a bit. So we're hoping to take the lead on some of those things on a state level. Chaplain update: all 4 of our chaplains attended essentials training in Woodburn, and they all reported that it was good training, and we've got them out there. We're rotating duty with them occasionally. There are still some days that are not covered, but for the most part, we have somebody on. There's one on right now. At some point, we're going to invite them here and introduce you to them formally, and we'll probably do that next month. We swear them in and have you meet them. We're pretty proud of them.
Chief, are they just gonna rotate the one vehicle between them?
Yes.
Chaplain?
A similar comparison would be duty chief, what we do with that, although, you know, we're not gonna be able to provide that 24/7 the way we do at the duty chief. The goal is to do that, but I don't think we'll be able to guarantee that. That's it. Any questions for me?
Dickerson?
Since the chief already stole my thunder. Operations report. In March, we had 22 calls. Pretty much the standard smattering. You know, 1 fire, 1 search rescue, lots of medicals. For the calendar year, we're at 79 calls. I know some of you were in the budget committee presentation. We were at 333. We're at 79 for the calendar year. We had a really big property loss, $208,000 estimated. We had a motor coach catch fire and pretty much burn her to the ground. Tends to be how it goes, and that'd be our 4th RV fire this year.
Was that sitting in the park or was that out going down the road?
It wasn't a park.
It was actually up there at Hesita Beach. It was a nice one. It was a beaver.
Yeah.
It was sad.
Yeah, it was.
But there were no injuries.
No injuries?
No injuries.
That's a good
That's
thing.
good.
Our average number of firefighters per incident has come up to 13.
That's good.
You'll notice for 2017, we're still at 10. You know, that per year statistic is going to come up slightly slower than the per call, but we're doing great on that. Our average response time is just hanging out around that 11 and a half mark. I'm currently working with dispatch and some other entities so that when we enter our data into FireBridge, which is where we enter all of our calls in and where I pull a lot of my data from, some of our data just isn't there. So if I try and run a report, it's just, oh, that took 0, 0, 0, and we need to get some of that data in there. So things like Station 2 versus Station 1 call districts, where the call came in, time from Station 2 versus time from Station 1. Critical stuff for me, not as much critical for you guys, but good to know. Training report. The first academy went through. This was our first accelerated academy with the tiered system. We call it an Alpha Academy. So entry-level firefighters. They went through fast. It was really good training with a super strong group. One of the stronger groups I've seen come through in a long time in the volunteer service. It's been my second group through here. It was fast, it was really well. This academy, this style allows the station captains to actually take the new recruits under the wing, and we'll get them firefighter 1 through the time of the year with our regular drills and some special stuff. It gives some ownership to the individual stations and allows our training officer to have a little attitude.
How many recruits we have in this?
17 total.
17, okay.
And which brings us to some other points that I'll be bringing up, like I need more pagers and I need more bunker gear.
Okay.
And I-
You keep getting the recruits, we'll take care of the pages.
The training schedule should be attached. So BOA, then Recruitment and Retention, is doing an awesome job of getting people in the door, and we're gonna hope that we're gonna be able to retain, those people. On the national average, we're gonna keep a third. Well, it's nice to have a big group, because then when you keep a third, you still have an engine company, but we're gonna try and keep more than that. Strong group, real heavy. BOA is a good initial contact person on that. We're assigning mentors so that they have somebody to talk to at the station that's, maybe not going straight to the station officer, going straight to the chief's office and saying, what do I do about this? We're also setting up an Upriver Academy, so Swiss Home Deadwood Mapleton are going to get their own academy. We're going to go up there in June, and we're going to go up there and really give them some hands-on training, a couple Saturdays and a Friday night. Just
That's
get it out
awesome.
there. For me, it's they've had the EMR training, and I hear Swiss Home on the radio all the time now, and it's exciting for me. And then to have that, so if we can get some mutual aid stuff, and we can all start talking the same language and run the same call. That way, when it gets heavy, when their engine shows up, it's a seamless transition in operations, and that's my hope doing the academies like that. BOA's also really done a lot of work on the chaplain program, so I've done with that, said I don't know how to train a chaplain, so don't do this. Facilities, so Station 2, we had a critical door failure, like the door came apart and left the springs and cables behind. No one was injured, no equipment was damaged except the door. The door is not repairable. We did budget for that project, and I moved forward with some bids. I'll be presenting those to you in a little bit. Station 2 also had a small leak in a non-functioning hose tower. It went away when it quit raining real hard. It wasn't a bad leak. We do have a floor drain there. And there was some electrical issues. We had 2 heaters on the same circuit. The circuit's become weak. We had to have that fixed. It wasn't terribly expensive. High water table this year has caused our sump pump to activate Station 1 underneath the elevator. We all were looking at it saying, where is that water coming from? Has it never turned on before? So we got an answer on that. We know we're gonna have to fix that. We're monitoring that situation, making sure we're not undermining the station at all. And Station 2 also had, we put 2 additional security cameras in after some vehicle thefts, so that we're fully monitored on both sides of the station there. Station 4 has 2 more cameras up so I can watch the training area, so if I don't feel good and can't go to training, I can watch Jeff do things. And the internet is fully back up at all the stations that have internet, so we can make phone calls and use the FRS system. Apparatus, Station 2 door being down, Baker did magic, got all the trucks out. So they did a really good job on that. So everything's kind of scattered right now from that station, but is all accessible and strategically placed where we would need them. Water tender 8, we had battery trouble. We still have battery trouble. We no longer have battery trouble because we have new batteries. They were not covered by warranty because they were commercial batteries. We did go to a little war over that, but they won. And we needed new AED batteries for half of our AEDs. Western Lane Ambulance District graciously covered those, so we got that out of the way.
What are AED batteries?
Automatic external defibrillator. They have special batteries that charge really fast. So they covered those. That was about a little over $1,000. So that is what I have at the time. And if you look, Director Gates, this compensation report that I include, that's usually where the volunteer hours come from. You'll also notice that the paid staff, myself and Chief Langmore, are usually not included there because we're not compensated as volunteers.
Right, got it. Okay.
Do you have any questions at this time?
Good job. Good news.
No, very good job.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Sir Sean?
Oops. Lost the page. Good evening. Sorry I missed last month. I'm still going through submissions. But this month did 3 inspections, or March did 3 inspections, 2 correction notices, all minor stuff. People are coming around, knowing I'm around and keeping things fixed. That's good. The systems, the hood systems and sprinkler system, alarm systems, 80% compliant still, which is good, and getting better as people are maintaining that stuff. It says no investigation. I did one on the motorhome. It appears to be electrical in the back of the motor. So it caused damage on that. Couple from Canada sold their house in Arizona and were on their way just traveling around in their motorhome and everything there. Luckily enough, I found some jewelry and several $1,000s of cash for them. So
Well, good job.
I was able to get that for them. They were very excited about that.
And interestingly enough, we were able to get the Red Cross to help them out, although I've never had an international fire, I guess, if you will, but they had some challenges because they weren't U.S. citizens or local residents getting approval to do whatever, but they were able to figure it out, and they helped them out,
Good.
and they were well taken care
Never
of.
thought about that. Wow.
They have insurance on their unit?
Yes, they did, but Canadian insurance, he said, so it took them 3 weeks to get the motorhome out of the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, a mess for a long time, so. No safety meeting, due to scheduling problems, we'll get one that coming. What's nice about it, there hasn't been any notices given to me about any safety issues, any concerns. We've been taken care of as they come up. So it's been going well there. Yeah. Any questions?
Good. Questions?
Is that a cost recovery, you know, where we passed that ordinance? I mean, these folks have suffered something catastrophic. Is that fall under that?
I'd have to look,
That's a good question.
It wasn't out of our district, and I'm just thinking about our
But the
our
folks-
ordinance, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't out of our district, and it wasn't on a travel way, but it doesn't mean let me look at that. I mean, we could potentially contact their insurance company.
Contact their insurance company just to see what they say. Okay.
Good question.
Just
Do I, for thought.
Any other questions? Being none, Julie?
We've been busy keeping up on the objectives, the ongoing objectives and adding to them. And with the great increase in volunteers and the recruitment and retention coordinator, it's really kept us on our toes because we've had a lot more paperwork to process and just people coming in and out. I went ahead and started the research on the new copy machine. And I put out 3 messages to 3 different companies, 2 of them recommended by LCOG because they had government contracting. And one of them was a no-show and one of them was a no-return phone call. So the one that did show up and gave us a bid, it's about a $300 a month savings from what we currently have. So it's through, we got a government contracting price through Portland Schools. And he sent us a copy of the contract that shows they went out for RFP and went about it the right way. So if you guys don't have any objection, we'd like to move forward with that because they'll send a letter and remove the equipment and do that. It's under $10,000 a year.
So this is a copier, you said?
Yeah, our copy machine is 5 years old.
Okay, but is it a scanner too?
It's a scanner.
Good, so
copies,
you'll be able to scan the documents with that, okay, to save to your files.
punches holes, it does stapling, the
Okay.
stuff that this one does, plus some
Binding?
binding.
Plus it's $300 less than what we currently are paying.
Correct.
Yes. So, yeah, we currently have a service agreement with Pacific Office Automation, and we've been watching that contract to see when it would expire, because we thought that it was very high. So we're taking that opportunity, actually, to find out we can get out of this one early, and they'll pay any costs that's associated with getting out of that service agreement early as well.
This company will, this,
Yeah,
okay.
CTX they're called. And the other thing is, we're gonna do it for 4 years as opposed to a 5-year agreement, because at that end of that 4th year, those machines are tired and they're wearing out.
Makes sense, okay.
Technology advances. What brand copier is it, do you know?
It's gonna be a Konica again,
That's-
but that seems to have the best clarity and color and dependability.
So what do you need from us?
Just an
An
okay.
approval to go ahead?
Yeah, if you guys don't have any objection.
I don't have any objection.
And
We're in agreement then for them to
Yeah.
proceed on the negotiation of the new contract
You have to have
for
a
the
copy.
copier.
Okay, thank you. And the other thing is Director Carnahan had asked for information on how much the server would cost. I didn't have
Yeah.
that last board meeting, but I have that now. And the server was actually $54.96. There was data recovery for $80, and adding of the cloud backup, $854. And then the labor charges for the server were 68 hours between January and March when the crash happened and the repair, to the tune of $6,504, for a total estimate of $12,935.80 is what we should expect on that invoice. So that's what our server failure
Okay.
cost. Is that what you were?
That's what I
looking
needed to know, was because all those little pieces have to come together somehow.
for? Right,
Yeah.
and of course, we didn't budget for that much.
Yeah,
We'll be
so,
over in that.
yeah, so we'll have to amend the budget or something.
We don't have to amend, I mean, we're gonna be okay under our materials and services, we're gonna come in under, but I just wanted you to be aware of that.
It was unexpected, and then just for full disclosure and transparency, the bulk of that was the labor
Yeah.
associated with that. So, as in the future, there could be another server failure, but it's the cloud backup that was important and was costly. So because of the cloud backup, the labor involved with recovering and putting that data back where it needs to go would be probably, 8 hours as opposed to the 60 hours. So
Right.
we had them spend a lot of time trying to get us some information back, so.
Okay. Well, that gives us an idea. That gives me an idea where we're at. So, thank you.
And it's not something we're happy about, or that we take lightly, and we should have had it on the cloud. We thought it was on the cloud, it was not. So, we own that.
Yep.
That's all I have, if you guys have any questions or anything for me?
I just had one on on income, under contractual income. Seems like we're a little behind on that.
I have a check to deposit, so I haven't got it deposited yet. And then with the crash, we lost 2 invoices in the process, so those will get paid by Western Lane, that will be caught up.
Okay. That's all I had. Any other questions? Okay. We go to policy review. Anyone want to?
Go back just 1 second. We need to ratify the bills from last month.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
I move
good point.
that we approve $120,518.97 in expenditures and also approve the transfers of money market.
I have a conflict.
Okay,
I would second that.
did you second, John?
John
Okay.
said, yeah.
Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor, except for John, or, excuse me, Tony, who's recusing himself, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, ratified. Next item, policy review.
Yes, that's
Um,
me.
Which is-
So, to go along with the financial policy that you presented 2 months ago to the board that you approved, I've been working on a purchase order SOG, and this is the policy to go along with the SOG. The policy is done, the SOG is not yet. But it basically mirrors the financial policy when we're going to require a purchase order and when we're not. And it gives some latitude to captain who may or may be on a conflagration to spend some money in an emergency, should they need to do that.
Any discussion on that? Pretty reasonable.
And I included the original one, so you guys could see.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a lot more comprehensive.
No, it looks like it followed what we were talking about.
So we need to approve it, right?
Yeah, I guess we need a motion to approve the adoption of the new purchasing policy.
I'll move.
Do we have a second?
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that or explanation or anything?
No.
There being none, all those in favor of approving the new purchasing policy signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Wait, I do have a question, though. Will someone be reviewing then, these purchase orders then on an ongoing basis after they're done and that for, okay.
Yes, those will be reviewed by the chief and myself.
Okay,
I'll look
good,
at them
okay.
with the invoices, and then chief will look at them
Okay.
attached to that also.
The next item is approval on purchase of the new pagers. We discussed it
Oh, you
briefly
did.
earlier.
Okay.
That's Chief Dickerson, so I don't know if he has anything to add beyond his agenda bill.
Nothing to add, just as we spoke about before, it'll be 20 pagers. I would like to do that for the next few years so we can upgrade our fleet to 5. The current pager that we use is no longer made and pretty hard to get parts for. If we send them in for repair, less come back than we send in. So, upgrading the system, going with probably the Motorola's again, that went out to bid on 3 differents and had quite a bit of interaction with the vendors about which would be the best for our personnel.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'd make a motion that we go ahead and purchase 20 pagers.
And I would second that.
a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Like I say, we can buy pagers any day of the week for more volunteers. It's a real easy trade-off.
Well,
Okay, all
we
those,
have
in-
some really old pagers too.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of purchase of the new pagers. Station 2 bay doors. Well, you're getting all the fun tonight, aren't you?
Yeah. Station 2 bay doors, We did have $10,000 budget to replace them this year anyway. The initial bid that was done sight unseen, and that is the bid that we created the budget off of. When they came out and looked, they said, "Oh my," and the bid went up a little bit. So we went with two different vendors, and they gave us some bids. The $11,678 bid is the low bid, and we will need to add a lift, electrical, and any change orders to that. So I was recommending that it be about $13,000 after we get all the electricians and things in there. Just wanted to make sure that it was known that we wanted to move funds from the Station 2 sleeper remodel to cover those additional costs on that.
And this will still keep us inside the budget.
It
Right.
will keep us inside
It
the
will,
budget.
okay.
And I have a resolution 2017-02, which I just didn't get up to you guys. I have 3 resolutions for it.
These are insulated doors, correct?
Insulated doors, that, I bid one set, I had them bid one set that was not insulated, and I didn't want to put them on anyway because it's the coast and they'll just go away and we'll pay $1 million for each.
Yeah.
So this is from the overhead door, Eugene, okay. And we dispose of the existing doors, motors, everything, okay.
It all needs replaced.
Yeah,
Was overhead door your recommendation?
It was.
that was okay.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve?
Resolutions are different ones that are going to work.
Okay. Pardon? Yeah, this is, it's. Okay, we have a motion to approve resolution number 2017-02, approval of expenditure of up to $11,678 to repair the bay doors on Station 2.
I would make a motion to do that.
Okay,
Is that gonna be enough?
Well, he said 13,000, it says here with,
I would recommend that we would be allowed to go up to 13,000 to cover electrician and
the lift,
lift and
any change orders, yeah.
change orders that may come with that.
okay. You see it down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, therefore be it resolved that the Board of Directors, Sayuk Valley Fire and Rescue approves staff to spend up to $13,000 to replace the double bay doors in Station 2.
Yes, I would make a motion.
I'd make a motion to do that.
Who's the first and who's the second?
Tony was first.
Tony's the first.
I'll second it.
John's the second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The resolution is approved. Okay, the next one, if we're in order, is the resolution to approve the purchase of 40 sets of turnout gear. Now, this is,
Is this from Jim too?
Yes.
yeah.
I've been so good.
Big mood tonight.
Part of that is covered by Safer Grant.
The safety
Yeah,
grant,
that's right.
Majority of it.
$50,926 of that will be covered by Safer. We
That's
had
awesome.
$30,000 budgeted for new bunker gear. Earlier in the year, we had all the companies that were selling bunker gear come in and give a demonstration to a group of us. The company that we ended up wanting to go with is the one that we feel will be the best. It's not the cheapest, but it's also not the most expensive. It is currently an upgrade from our current gear, and because we're upgrading with pretty much the same company, it's actually cheaper than going with exactly what we had because the materials that they use for that, they're discontinuing, so the gear is more expensive. 40 sets, 10 of those sets would be going to Swiss Home and 10 sets to Mapleton, instead
That's
of
awesome.
20 sets for us. Again, I would like to look at that, but we exhausted our current gear and accessory stock when we brought 17 new candidates in. So we got pretty tight on gear, and some of us had to take a smaller coat that don't really need a small coat. Going with Curtis on that, I think is our best option. It allows us to have uniformity in replacement, and it is a good quality gear at a good price, and they are willing to come and do a class on how to care for the gear for every member, so that it's not one person's responsibility to clean all the gear. They're responsible for their own gear.
Okay.
Mapleton and Swiss Home on board with
Yes.
us. Good.
And how, oh, go ahead, John.
One thing that we haven't done in a couple of years, we used to get 10 new sets every year. budgeted for that every year. We haven't done that in the last couple of years, have we?
But we have, and that is included in this too. So we've got what we budgeted for as well as the additional from the Safer Grant.
My hope is with the Safer Grant, we'll be able to lower some of the sets that we actually budget for because of how the Safer Grant is written. And that'll keep us able to buy 20 sets for the next 4 years.
Perfect.
Then we'll be completely stocked up for
And then you
No,
get
3
3
years.
over again.
So is that what they last, around 3 years?
service life of bunker here is 5 years.
5 years, okay.
It's 5 years from date of manufacture. You're supposed to, by NFPA, put it out of service. Is it necessarily out of service?
Right.
No, because we're not New York Fire. We're not going into a building every day.
Right.
But it does break down. And it's really important to have. So
How are they cleaned? You said that,
we have an extracting machine that was purchased.
that's right, okay, I've never used
It's
that.
a really fancy dryer or washer.
Okay.
Do we have a motion to approve resolution number 2017-03?
I'll also move.
Okay, we'll go through the rest of it. Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Resolution is approved, resolution number 2017-03. Next resolution. That is repairing the apron on Station 5. You're up again.
Again, we noticed earlier in the year that Station 5 was having some severe, it's under considerable stress, and it was pumping quite badly when they would roll the engines in and out. It's getting really excessively bad now. There is a logging unit that's going in behind the station, and they will be logging that unit soon. They'll be building the road as soon as it dries out enough to build the road, which by my calculations will be sometime next year. But they're wanting to go ahead with that pretty soon. When they build that logging road in there and when they start unloading equipment, it will be on our parking lot, so they've shown interest in helping us out with this. Drainage, subgrade, and soils type makes this year advantageous to do so. If we rework that apron, which if we don't rework it, it's becoming unstable and allow it to deteriorate, we may be having a hard time getting engine 5 out, as it's a heavy truck and we could drag axles and pumpkins, which would cost a lot more than fixing the driveway.
Is a lot of this because of the high moisture content of the soil this winter?
I think it had a little bit to do with it, but I also think that there was a lot of backfill at that site. I can't speak for certain, but over time, it's just kind of broken down and, it's time. I would recommend using the, I probably can't say it, the Folio trucking bid, because they will be doing the access to that, and they've offered to drop some problem trees and fix some things for us
Good.
at the same time.
Plus they give us what, a 2,000, a donation. I mean, that was very
Okay, I have a potential
nice.
conflict. I do a lot of work.
Yeah, I know.
So I'll work with them.
Okay.
So,
Okay, do we have a motion to approve resolution number 2017-04, a resolution establishing the approval to spend up to $12,285 to repair the apron at Station 5?
So moved.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. This is a big one. Who's got it? Who took my thing? Yeah, I'm just checking here to make sure. Okay, any further discussion, items? Okay, then the meeting is adjourned at 6:43. I want to say, thank all you guys, because I'll tell you, you read this report we had this time, and I think we're as good as we've been in a long time with the volunteers and things we have, and the budget is in great shape, and,
It was.
yeah, well, it was, yeah. But anyway, I think you guys have just done a wonderful job, and it's really impressive to see all the work and the advancements you've made in the last year or so, 2 years.
Both Chief
Agree.
Dickerson and I like to call him Chief House do an outstanding job. We're extremely fortunate.
I just wanna say that Station 5's apron's been a problem for years. Station 2's doors have been a problem for years. You got stuck with a bunch of stuff, and I'm glad we had the money to do it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do what I can with what I got.